How many times has a panicked non-horse person roughed, the speech is reading traffic. How many times has a panicked non-horse person rushed up to you saying your horse is dead in the pasture? Your heart may skip a beat at first, but then you remember something. A sleeping horse can look a lot like a dead horse to someone who doesn't know any better. Now, it's a common misconception that horses can only sleep while standing up. We can forgive the people who truly don't know any better, but it's always best to know as much as possible about your horse's sleeping habits. Think about it. What do you actually know about horses and sleep? Here's a list of basic facts to test your knowledge. Now, number 1. Horses prefer to stand while they're snoozing, so they can protect themselves from predators. Now, as a prey animal, a horse's survival depends on their ability to avoid and outrun predators when they're asleep. They're obviously at a disadvantage. Horses sleep standing up because it's the safest way to catch some Z's, the snoozers. Sorry. If they were to be attacked, they don't have time to get off their backs and onto their feet. They remain standing so they don't waste any time in running away. Now, number 2. Horses can't snooze standing up thanks to their stay apparatus. What that's supposed to mean, I don't know. Stay apparatus is a horse's unique anatomical, I don't know what that word is, anatomical word it is, mechanism that allows them to stay vertical when they're not fully conscious. It works by locking the horse's kneecap with ligaments, locking the horse's kneecap with ligaments and tendons. It sounds scary, but it doesn't hurt. It's completely natural, and all horses are born knowing how to do it. Now, you can tell when a horse is sleeping while standing by taking a closer look at its back legs. They only lock one of their back legs into place, as the other is usually raised slightly. So just the tip of their hoof is touching the ground. This can make a sleeping horse look like it's cracking its hip. Now, number 3. Horses need to lie down to get REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement sleep. While horses can take quick snoozes while standing, they can't get their much needed REM sleep without can't get their rapid eye movement sleep without relaxing all their muscles. Just like humans, rapid eye movement sleep is essential to keep horses well rested. But unlike us, horses only need about 2 to 3 hours of REM cycle a day. Most horses get this kind of sleep in short bursts. They lie down for 20 minutes, get up for a while and then lie down again later. Number 4. Horses don't sleep all night like we do. Now, we didn't know. Horses are neither a nocturnal, night active, or diurnal, whatever that is, day active. Instead of falling into a deep sleep every night, horses typically spend their nights alternating between rest and activity. They might take a short snooze, standing up, graze for a while, and then stretch out on their side to get a few minutes of deep sleep. They'll repeat that routine even when the sun opens up. If they're left to their own devices, your horse's sleeping habits will mostly depend on their routine. If you work them for most of the day, they'll be more likely to sleep all night. But if they have their days to themselves, they'll adapt to the sleep routine they feel most comfortable with. Now, number 5. Horses prefer to take turns sleeping. This is one of many reasons why horses do best in groups. They're herd animals, and they work together to keep their herd safe. In the wild, you'd never catch an entire family band sleeping at the same time. That would leave everyone vulnerable to predators. Instead, horses rest in shifts. Whoever isn't sleeping stands watch, and they switch on and off to ensure everyone is well rested. Number 6, if your horse is cranky, it could be because they aren't getting enough sleep. Horses don't need as much sleep as humans, but they still feel the effects of exhaustion. You have coffee to keep you through the day, but horses don't have that extra boost. It's usually easy to tell whether or not a horse has been getting all the sleep they need if they go too long without REM sleep. They'll start to show it in their attitude. Now, number 7, this is the last point now. Horses lose sleep when they're stressed or don't feel safe. Your horse automatically knows that falling asleep in the wrong spot could be dangerous. Now, some spooky horses take this threat more seriously than others, but it's important for all horses to have a safe place to get some rest. If they're outside 24/7, a run in a shed will do the trick. If you bring your horse into the barn at night, make sure the stall is large enough for them to comfortably lie down. Horses that recently moved to a new barn might go a few days or even weeks without REM sleep. They might also stop sleeping if something is in their environment is putting them on edge. It could be it could be a new member to their herd, or even the smell of a coyote or mountain lion somewhere nearby. Basically, if your horse is stressed, she won't sleep. How many of these sleep facts which you already know? Share with your friends to spread the knowledge. Now, sharing is caring. Now, that's the information we didn't know about sleeping horses. So, hope that's hope that helps. Now, people need to know about how horses sleep. So I hope all that information will help you now. So if you don't know much about that now, if you're into horses, I'm sure all that information will help and help you all now. So at least you have a bit of knowledge on how horses sleep. Well, that will help me now too, because I didn't know much about it as well. And I knew that in a way there's some, and I can tell some ways when the horse sleep in the stud, but they have their and the hoofs cocked. They have their legs cocked. I can tell them they're relaxed and they have they're standing still, and they're standing still. They're not moving. That they have their legs cocked. I can tell that way that they're asleep or that they're lying still. But I didn't know about the sleep patterns at night. They don't sleep all night. But I now have more information about it. So, and about the stress and all that kind of stuff. So I know more information about how it works. So, but I know generally how they sleep. How they can tell that they're sleeping still. But I know more about it now. So it's a big help for me now. So it will be a big help to all of you too. We don't know much about sleeping horses, but whoever's into horses in general needs to know more about how they sleep, what the sleeping patterns are. So, because I didn't know what the sleeping patterns were at night time, but now I do. So, I didn't know what the sleeping patterns were at night, or that they slept all night or not. I wasn't too sure what way they slept at night, but I know that they sleep kind of patterns during the day, they have REM sleep, they need REM sleep during the day, maybe 2-3 hours a day. But when they're standing up, they don't sleep as much. But they sleep more when they're lying down. So apparently, so they need that about 2 to 3 hours rapid eye movement sleep during the day to rest. But in general, I didn't know anything about their sleep patterns during the night, but now I do. So there you go. So there's a bit of knowledge for you, so I'll be able to look that back now, and I'll be able to, so I can learn, I'll be able to look that back and listen to it again, so at least I know when I go back to the stud, I know I wouldn't have to ask any more questions about the sleep patterns at the stud. I won't have to ask the staff anymore, because I know now how it works. So, there you go. So I think I'm going to get my master look now. Excuse me now, it's a bit of a problem. text you.
Take a call, will you?
I did check my phone, there's no text. I just got tweets from the horse people, so. Is it there?
Yeah, loads of stuff.
What? 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 You go what? What?
Loads of stuff came in.
No.
Emails.
Rich? No, we have it open. We can go on. We could have easily been with that. The DVD, probably DVD, that's it. Oh, brilliant, Tania! I've been waiting for this for ages. Cool. Deadly. What's that? Okay, Loreen. Does that feel like the spatula? Does it feel hard? What's that? So the fingers is not. Ease up fingers. The viewers, look what I got! Look what I got, viewers! Look what I got! Zenyatta! Yes, the top racehorse. Not magnificent. I got Zenyatta. Yes! Zenyatta. Isn't that deadly? Yay! Isn't that cool? Zenyatta. Yeah.
There you go.
This is like a book, Lynn. This is like a book. What's that?
Lovely DVD.
This is like a book, Lynn. This is like a book. Zenyatta. I got Zenyatta though. Yoo-hoo! Another TPT. this damn thing opening.
Loreen again, is it? Loreen, yeah.
It's like a DVD, it's so big.
Is the camera on?
Yeah. I feel like a good DVD. It's a long package.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a long package. I felt like a DVD, you know. I think it was a DVD, it's a long package, you know. Yeah. You would think a DVD, wouldn't you? I might go one of these on. I never put the Loreen, you know. You can borrow my purple robe, my wine robe.